Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of TFT Hyperroll from Artark. This is actually the first game that I played on the live server. All the videos up till now have been from various stages of the PBE, and it was just me trying out different builds. But this is when I moved over to the live server, and so for the first game on the live server, I decided I wanted to go back to, well, an old favorite. And yeah, you're not getting out of this without it. Like, comment, subscribe, graphic. It's cute, it's fun, click it, do stuff, you know. Okay, let's get started. Now we got a big bunch of stuff out of the NPC round, as you can see. Most importantly, I see a Jinx there. So that means it's time to think about Animaniacs. And as you know, Animaniacs is combining the Anima Squad with the Pranksters. And it's Animaniacs because, well, Jinx is a maniac, but our goal early on is just to create the best team possible, so we're going to bring in our key elements and see what we can do. Now normally I like to start with the 3 Anima Squads because they'll be gaining health for each kill they get, but if I can get 3 2-star units to start off, and I can start off with a victory, I'll take that over the possibility of not getting any kills and losing. And as you can see, Anima Squad is still very popular, as I'm facing one right now who made kind of the opposite decision of what I made. They brought in all 3 Anima Squad in order to get the additional health. At this point, I'm opting for the sure feeling I'm getting of having 3 2-stars in that will lead to victory, rather than just getting the additional health. I feel that will come as the game goes on. Now that we've picked up an Alistair, that will trigger Mascot, so we can go ahead and get rid of Lee Sin, and we have our 3 main Anima Squad units. One of the things I like to do is put a Warmogs onto Sylas, and the reason is that his ult scales with his health, so the more health you have on Sylas, the more damage he's going to do, the more healing he's going to get. And by the way, I'm trying something new with this video. YouTube has a new creators library where they put a bunch of songs that you can put in your videos and do a rev share. And I saw Death Cab for Cutie in there. They are one of my favorites. So hopefully, if this works, you're listening to Death Cab throughout this video. Enjoy. Now shout out to Robert Barnes, who noticed that I usually prioritize my offensive weapons over defense. And that's usually true. I look for my 3 key Jinx items, the Rage Blade, Spear of Soj, and Static Shiv, before defense. However, in this case, because the game was handing me defensive items, I ended up prioritizing defense. So while, yeah, that bow was pretty tempting, the fact that I could turn around and make a Sunfire Cape at this point and have a really powerful Sylas in the middle, that was more tempting than the bow, at least in this case. You're ultimately dealing with 2 forces in the Animaniacs build. You're going to need Jinx and Miss Fortune towards the end to be able to clear teams out. They're going to stun, and Miss Fortune will do wave clearing ults, but you do need your front line to be strong. While I usually prioritize those items for Jinx early, if I'm getting really good defensive items, yeah, go ahead with it. Now with that said, what items you're choosing are going to influence your augments. Normally I would jump on Celestial Blessing, but I've picked up a lot of defensive items, which means my front line is stronger, so Second Wind becomes more tempting in this case because my front line is more likely to hold up longer. I still haven't 2-starred the Jinx yet, so at this point I'm really looking at keeping that front line strong and up long as possible, hoping to get the stronger backline towards the end of the game. Now either way you get there is valid. If I had a 2-star Jinx with the 3 key items at this point, I'd probably be winning as well because she would be shredding their front line. But that isn't what I got offered. I got offered a lot of defensive items, and as you can see, the Second Wind helped out a ton here to keep the front line up so that even my little 1-star Jinx could help finish this off. And my brain is still a little bit stuck in previous seasons. I got stuck with Thieves' Gloves after the carousel, and I ended up putting them on Alistair because for some reason I was still thinking they do dodge chance. No, they don't. It's all critical strike. I should have put that on Gnar. It really is not going to help Alistair as much as it would have helped Gnar, because Gnar can do a lot more with crit than Alistair can. But we won, so it's okay. So I love when there are strange little bugs in this game, and I want to show you this one, because this fight is just going along as normal, everything's just sort of happening, and then I'm going to slow the video down because Sylas gets in, Jinx ults, and everybody Vogue, and then we get back to the fight. Why did the Jinx ult seem to stun Sylas? I don't know, none of them had a stun, but we ended up winning, so whatever. It is time for the final augment, and I was hoping for a 4-cost hero augment so I could get Misfortune, but no, I'll just go ahead and grab Temper Tantrum because that has worked in the past with this build, and now it is time to focus on my Jinx items. Now I have a magnetic remover, so I can put everything on her and then pull off whatever I need for Misfortune when the time comes. We run into the other Anima Squad team who's not running Animaniacs. They're not going Pranksters, but they got the 2-star Misfortune. Damn you, Gary, why are you not with me? But they're itemized really well and able to wipe us out. Now in the long run, there is a key difference between just the Anima Squad and the Animaniacs build, and that's the Pranksters. The Pranksters are going to give you key points where you're going to be able to stun the other team. When a prankster gets low, they leave a training dummy behind. When that training dummy is destroyed, it stuns whoever kills it and it helps you win. Gary finally woke up and got a Misfortune. I can give her a Rage Blade, Spear of Sojin, and then I go with the Hextech Gunblade as just an additional AP item. She is going to be the key to everything. Without her, the build falls apart. With her, you have a really good chance, especially with mana production being one of the absolute most important items for her. Now, what has really helped making up for the fact that we only have a 1-star Misfortune is our God tier Sylas right now. 3 stars, Warmogs, Sunfire, Dragon's Claw. He is very hard to take down because he's healing when he hits, and he's got healing from the Dragon's Claw as well. And thanks to him, he has carried us into the top 4. For items, it's kind of fun time. Really just looking for the front line. Our back line is set. Jinx has her perfect set. Not the perfect set for Misfortune. I'd rather have a damage amplifier than the Hextech Gunblade, but I can live with a Hextech Gunblade, especially since Jinx has her full set, and Gnar is going to be making things weaker just by hitting them. So we're going to go ahead and tank up Gnar if it ever lets us put the item on. Then we have to decide on who our last champion is. Right now, we're going with Leona to just beef up the front line a little bit more. Now this is the other Anima Squad team in this game who went a slightly different direction. They did bring in Ekko, so they have 1 Prankster but not 2. They do have the 2-star Misfortune with some fantastic items, but there's a real key with getting the 3 Pranksters, and it's that little bit of extra stun when the target dummies go down. Note, their Jinx jumps out of the way, we turn on the target dummy, but there's no stun. We keep going, it allows us to finish and knock them out of the match. And just like that, this is now a 1v1. I'm hoping that the Misfortunes that they have dropped back. Yes, we have our 2-star. Now we check on this. This is an Oxslinger build. Amy, this is for you. I'm going to go into this a lot more when I do my Oxslinger video, but you asked what counters it, and I said Animaniacs, and you will see why. Oxslinger seems like it would counter it because the Ox Force will not go down to Misfortune's ult immediately. They even got their Shroud of Stillness off on me because I wasn't paying attention. Now I want you to watch how this happens. Misfortune is going to ult, and she's not going to be able to knock out the Ox Force because they get held up. But their backline is getting stunned by the training dummies, which gives you those precious seconds you need for Misfortune to cast again and lead you to victory, and GG for everyone. This was my first game on the live server in the new set, and yeah, I decided going into it I'm going to do Animaniacs, and I'm just letting this play through so you can see that it actually was the first match. Game 1 of 5, I was forcing it 100%. It still works, and of course I get instantly promoted up to blue because I was hyper last season. Use Animaniacs when you want to climb. It really works. Hope you enjoyed this video and have an absolutely awesome day.